Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you how to play Outlaw Ball. So to be able to enter the arena, just enter in this room here. You're going to see a save point, Galactic Trade Terminal. I can't really add much else to this area because I'm maxed on parts. It's a complex base. So we're going to enter the teleporter here. And what you're going to see is that the scoreboard is off, right? So we only have that red light on. So there's two teams that can play, each have their own score that's tracked, and they each have indicators around those big displays on whose turn it is. There's 5 rounds maximum, and there's different points per color. So blue is 1 point, green is 2 points, red is 3 points. And then you have that hourglass that tells you that the time's up, and you have a countdown timer underneath that. So to start the game, we're going to come to the back here, and we're going to press this button. This will only work if the game is completely over, right? So the first time you visit the base, you'll have to press it. If there's any other game state, it won't let you press it again, right? Then you can see that we have the target show up. The target is completely random. It may or may not change between rounds, but it is random. As you can see here, if I try to press that button again, nothing will happen. So the teleporter will take you to a zone to shoot the ball, and when you shoot the ball, you only have a certain amount of time to get the shot off. And the reason for that is we don't want you tapping the ball in the very last second. It's not very fair, but it'll warp you over there. And when anybody is in that pod, so to speak, the teleporter will be disabled and disabled for the rest of the round so that you can't keep hopping in there and doing foolery. So I warp in, spray the ball with my mining beam, and the door closes to make sure that, again, you can't spam and try to nurse the ball to where you want. And you see here the timer's ticking down. The white lights above are where the ball is. The time's up. That landed on the green, and we're going to get 2 points. The circuit does take a little bit of time to switch to the other team because we have to wait for all the counting to be done in order to make the switch, and the ball will get dumped over the edge. And the reason for that is there's a multiplayer glitch where the ball is spawned for every person. So it's possible that you'll have multiple balls in the track and that'll ruin the game, so we have to get rid of them. So the second team is going to go ahead and hop in here. You can use the scatter blaster. It'll just launch the ball all over the place, so I do recommend the mining beam. As you can see, timer is ticking down. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a little short here, right? So most likely we'll land on the blue when the time runs out, and it'll give us a single point. And as you can see, the target changes. And the ball is cleared out of the way. And we're back to the first team. Now this zone in particular is tricky because it's so close, so what I recommend is just kissing the ball very gently with your mining beam. And I'll warp back out. And we'll see how far we get. There's the blue. We might actually get it right on the red. The comparison happens when that timer runs out and where the ball is. So if it rolls around after the fact, it's only in that instant that it's going to be counted. So you see it counted from 2 up to 5, and the turn changed over to the second team. Again, 2 turns per round. And that's it for the actual game. Now, if you're having issues with the lights syncing up between multiplayer, there is an emergency off switch, right? So if you come down here to the lower level and you press that switch there, it'll turn everything off, turn everything back on, and it'll get you to the same state that you were in when you first visited the arena. Now, for the second part of this base, I do have a arena in the floor that has random, not in the floor, under the floor in the basement, right? So it has random doors that are tied to the RNG machine. So you have to have the game running in order for these to work. But as you can see, they're randomly going to open and close. And all of the logic for the game is actually embedded in the basement flooring here. And that's the RNG circuit. What you can see is those inverters are kind of flashing back and forth randomly. That's what controls the targets on the track, and it also controls these kind of power doors. Feel free to come down here and, try to take a look at the circuitry while the game's running. Again, all the components to the entire game are here in the floor, and they're the byte beats that's essential for getting the RNG. And that's basically run into a selector circuit. And that's it. Enjoy.